Alright, students, we're going to finish up the 2.3, the Ready, Set, Go. And so what we're going to do here is I have my paper out. I'm going to slide down here, but you can see it's 2.3, the Ready, Set, Go. And what we need to do, we've already gone over the other parts. Now it's time to talk about graphing. Now all of 5, 6, 7, 8 are all very, very similar. So if you can graph one, you should be able to graph all of them. And there's different methods, but I'm going to go ahead and follow the method that they suggested. Give me a second to straighten this out here. There we go. Okay. They said do it by finding the intercepts. That's one method. Okay. In class, we did a lot of them by changing into slope-intercept form. Both methods work. It's just sort of what's your preference. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump into this one. Intercepts. So the reason I like intercepts, the intercepts are easy because of this. If you want the X intercept, that's when y equals 0. The reason is if you're on the x-axis, you've gone up 0. You have not gone up any, so your y value would be 0. So anywhere on the x-axis, anywhere along here, your y value would be 0. There you go. So how do you find the X intercept? You plug in 0 into this equation. So I'm going to rewrite the equation, 5x minus 2 times 0 equals 10. Got to write the exact equation. Make sure you write it correctly. And 0 is going to take the place of y. Now here's why I like this method. 2 times 0 is just 0. That disappears out of the equation. So we just have the 5x equals 10. If 5x equals 10, then it's pretty obvious what x is. But let's say it wasn't. The method is 5 times x. So to undo that, divide. Divide 5, divide 5, and you get x equals 2. And that's one of your points. So let's go ahead and put a point at 2 on the x-axis. I'll put a point right there. Next thing. That's only one point. We need a next point. So for the y-intercept, we're going to let x equal 0. Okay, that's what we're going to do, and let's take a look. If we plug 0 into the original equation, rewrite the equation. 5 times 0 minus 2y. So again, 5 times 0 would be nothing. It would be 0. So what you're left with, make sure you have this negative 2y equals 10. Kind of running out of room here. So let's put it over here. Negative 2y equals 10. And by the way, this is why you should be writing everything in your notebooks. There's more room. Okay, so continue this. This is negative 2 times y equals 10. Some of you can figure it out in your head, but if you couldn't, the method is divide and divide, because these are tied together with multiplication. So right there, this is multiplication. Multiplication tying these together. So we divide, they cancel. Divide. 10 divided by 2 is 5, but because it's negative, it's negative 5. That's your y coordinate. Again, that needs to be on your y-axis. So let's graph that point. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. And put a point there. Now, let's say you don't have a straight edge. You need to have good graphs. They need to be straight. That's the whole point of this. Okay? If you don't have a ruler or a straight edge, use the side of a playing card. Use the side of a ID card. Use the side of your cell phone. All right? And that's what your graph should look like. Zoom it down a little bit like that. It doesn't have to go this far, but really, you don't just connect the 2 points. Go as far as you can. And that looks nice and straight. It goes through those 2 points clearly. We can see the work. I can tell how you got the answers. Or if you make a mistake, I can clearly find it. So this is the kind of work you want to show for all your problems. Okay, not just a bunch of answers, but actually some work like this. All right, thanks for watching. Bring questions to class.